Hi. Do you like anal sex? do you partake in anal sex? Are you perhaps one of those people that wants to improve your relationship with anal sex, or improve your relationship with your partner and anal sex, or just like find anal sex to be really painful and you wish it was more pleasurable? This is the video for you. We're going to talk about that today. So I have a lot of anal sex as a bottom and as a trans woman. There's not a lot of opportunity for me to have vaginal sex because I don't I don't have a vagina at this current time in 2022. I'm waiting till 2025, I think. But that means that I'm kind of in this position where I need to focus a lot on learning how to make anal sex better and more pleasurable, because it's not something that I really opted into. It's not something that I really want to do, but it's the only way that I can be the bottom in the power dynamic. I can have my man, and my man can, have sex with me, and I can feel him on the inside, and that's that's really great. I love that. But, sometimes it hurts. Have you had anal sex, or are you thinking about it? Sometimes it just hurts and it doesn't feel right. And so what I want to talk to you today about is some of the things around communication and building a better relationship with anal sex and having that with your partner. So I'm at my boyfriend's place, just for context. I'm in Berlin right now. I'm visiting him, and we've been having a lot of sex because, there's a lot of time to make up for not being together, and we've had sex almost every day. And it got to a point where I was like, I don't think I could have sex every day because we're doing it, and it's like 3 hours, and it's starting to wear down on my body. I think if you were probably doing the same thing, maybe you might find that a bit of a wear down. So that's when it got me thinking, we actually need to start communicating more about anal sex, because it's not pleasurable to me and I don't desire it anymore because we're having it so frequently and with a lot of intensity. And he said, well, I thought you liked length. I thought you liked it when you have a long amount of sex, and it's worked fine before when we were dating, when you lived here. And I agree. It worked fine, but now that we're living together for a month, there's so much more opportunities for sex. I just can't keep up with it, and my body can't. And this is where I had to say something along the lines of, well, maybe I have to talk to you about how my anus is feeling. Like, how is it sore? Is it feeling like ready to go? Your anal area it's not the same thing every single day. Like, do you ever have these feelings of when you go to the bathroom, or even when you play yourself, you feel different down there? It's just, it ebbs and it flows, and it's different depending on if you've douched it or if you haven't douched it, or if you douched it several hours ago versus if you just douched it now. I have a whole anal academy on douching, by the way, if you want to see that. But like, talking about your anus as if it has weather, I think is a really great analogy. Like, how's it doing today? It's feeling a little sore, so we're gonna have to have sex a little slower today. Can you please be gentler at this moment? Because, he was going a little rough, but at times, it feels great. This is the other thing with communication and anal sex. If you can get to a point of comfort about communicating about the status of what's going on down there, you can give live updates, kind of like tweets, about where you're at right now in this moment. If your partner is using a condom, maybe that condom needs some more lube, so you can just say, hey, it's feeling a little dry on the sides. Can you put some more lube on the sides of your condom? Or if he's been hammering you pretty hard and you're starting to feel sore, telling your partner that, hey, I'm starting to feel sore right now. Maybe we could go a little gentler, or we could change positions. This kind of communication is going to help you build trust in the bedroom. It's going to help you achieve more pleasure, and it's going to help achieve more satisfaction for both of you, because he or your partner, whoever that is, doesn't have to spend so much time trying to read you and trying to read between the lines of how you're feeling based on the sound that you're making, which, by the way, sounds are also great communication in the bedroom. giving sound as an indicator of if it's feeling great, if you're also getting hurt. Like if it goes too deep, I'll go, ah, ah. If it's really good, it sounds a little different. It sounds all sorts of things. I guess this is a good point to get into sound and talk about that. When I first started having anal sex, it's just so overwhelming, and maybe you've started to have anal sex too. It's so overwhelming to your entire nervous system that you spend a lot of time trying to tell the nervous system to keep calm and everything's okay and stay cool. I know it feels like you're about to shit really hard, but you're not. Everything's cool, right? Feeling that and trying to communicate with that process in your body is kind of like the first step to feeling pleasure. And this is why I recommend people start slow, is because when you start slow, you can start communicating internally with your body to say, hey, like this is normal, this is okay, this is actually pleasurable, let's keep doing this. And if they start slow, you're not shocking the system. This is a great way to build up into the more hardcore, like heavy pushing kind of stuff where you're just getting fucking railed. Oh my God. Ugh. I gotta make another video for sex positions. I found the best sex position the other day and it made me orgasm hands-free. It was like the first time that's ever happened. It was just unbelievable. But what I've noticed is the best moments of my anal sex, when I'm able to do it and be able to take it pretty hard, is when we've slowly ramped into it. So the nervous system and the body sees this as normal and pleasurable and can kind of move from that point onwards to really starting to feel it. And at that point you can communicate, fuck me, or please fuck me, or, communicate to encourage them to push you even harder. 2 more communication things. So the other communication thing is copulation, and another communication thing that just came to mind is how you use words and how you use that to arouse your partner and also turn yourself on so you can enjoy this more. So the first part is sound. What I've noticed is when I first started having anal sex and being a woman, wait, why did I put that in quotes? I think it's because internally sometimes one has to think, okay, like, I could just make my regular noises, but I also need my partner to see me as a woman, so I can't just moan and groan like I would with a deeper voice. That just wouldn't sound right, so I also have to make the appropriate sounds of a woman while I'm doing this, right? Like, you may have to think that if you are a trans woman or you want to be seen as a woman in the bedroom. And when you're trying to do this, you're focusing more on trying to make the sound right than you are on the experience and the pleasure. So what I've learned in also subconsciously just pulling this into my system is don't make noise. Don't make noise on every thrust. If he's thrusting like this, don't be like, as much as that may sound good, and you may be like, oh yeah, I'm giving communication. You're now focusing on the communication rather than the experience. And what I found more pleasurable is to allow the feeling to happen, to listen and feel that feeling in your body. And when your body wants to make a sound and wants to express itself, allow that expression to flow through your body and to just come out and just be. That is going to create more authentic moans, more authentic sounds, and more pleasure, because you're going to be able to charge up that pleasure and release it vocally and share that with your partner in a way that feels very natural and has you focusing on the experience and the pleasure and the joy of the sex, rather than, oh, I hope I pass during sex, or I hope that this person hears me right and that I don't sound like a dude or something like that. Allowing space to kind of hear and feel, it's just, you kind of just have to listen down there. Just go, okay, I'm feeling this. Okay, like that kind of a thing. Oh my God, starting to feel things. And so the last thing, what was it that I was gonna say? Oh yeah, turning on your partner. How are we doing on time? Oh my gosh, okay. Well, last thing, communicating with your partner. I think I've run out of time. So we'll save that for another episode. How to communicate with your partner. No, let's do it now. Let's do it now. So the thing that I also have learned is if you talk to your partner during sex and tell them hot, sexy things that you know they like or things that you like, you can build a sense of feeling and vibe in the sexual setting that's going to arouse you and turn you on even more. So I call my partner Daddy, and we have different kinds of role-playing scenarios that we do, where sometimes I pretend I'm asleep and he's taking advantage of me, or maybe he's just big and strong, or he's just the one in power and control, and I say things that reinforce this, be saying like something like, oh my God, you're so big, Daddy, or oh, like, yes, Daddy, I love you. Yes, please put it in me. This kind of stuff. Oh my God, I want you to come. Please, please make me pregnant. You know, this kind of stuff is hot, and it kind of gets him going and gets me going as well. And that turns me on even more, and that turns him on it more. And by doing things like this, you kind of help move along the sexual experience and increase it and create these ebbs and flows. I do this to also control my own ebb and flow of pleasure, because to start, I may just focus on the sensation and the feeling as I'm bottoming, but over time I then want to create pleasure for myself, and so then I amp it up with a little bit more spice with words, and then on top of the words then comes like physical pleasure. I may use a vibrator, that kind of stuff. So I hope this was helpful for you. Please like and subscribe. Please support me on Patreon and join our community if you'd like to become a part of it. The link is down below. I'll see you in another episode soon. Bye.